It is cold, it is dreary, it is Monday, and I am loving every minute of it, baby, because I am alive. I am alive! Wait, am I recording that? Oh, that's awesome. Let's do the show now. Cool! Every single person who predicted on previews and predictions on Friday. Because you definitely got more of your picks right than me, because I only got one right. One. So thank you to Robin Van Persie and his 2 goals for helping me get that one right, and for helping his club Fenerbahce beat Galatasaray at home for the 16th straight year. But as for those other games, I had Atletico Madrid beating Real Madrid at home, but instead they gave up 3 goals to the Ballon d'Or favorite Cristiano Ronaldo, who now has scored more goals in the Madrid derby than anyone else, moving past the great Alfredo Di Stefano. As for Atleti, they are now 9 points off the top, sitting in 6th place, so I believe their hopes of winning the league are over. It is done, it is finished, unless you bring manager Eno in. And then get this, I had Arsenal beating Manchester United at Old Trafford, a place they hadn't won in 10 years, and their manager hadn't beaten the other manager in the league in 14 tries, so I thought this is it, this is their time. They're the better team this season, and they play terribly. It's one of the worst performances of their season, yet they still salvaged a draw after a beautiful header by the beautiful Olivier Giroud, so I guess it feels like a win to them in some ways, but it's not a win for me when I predicted them to win, so I missed it. And I'm bitter, and I'm upset, and I'm not happy. Come on, Gunners, the one time I put my faith in you and then this? What am I supposed to do? Keep giving you shit, I guess. And then my heart was right. It said that Borussia Dortmund was going to beat Bayern Munich, which would make the Bundesliga competitive again and worth watching. And my head was like, no chance. Bayern Munich is totally going to beat them because Dortmund hasn't beaten them in the last 7 games. And guess what happened? Dortmund won, which proves you should always follow your heart. And finally, I had AC Milan beating Inter in the Milan derby 2-1, which is what should have happened after Suso scored 2 great goals and Candreva scored a bomb for Inter Milan. But then AC Milan inexplicably sat back for the last 10 minutes, inviting the pressure, and Inter scored in injury time to tie it 2-2. So I'm not bitter. I could have been a genius, and instead I missed it. I'm just whatever. It's total bullshit. So congrats to all of you Einsteins out there, which is pretty much every single person that left a comment. I bow down to your greatness. Not cool. Jose Mourinho and Pep Guardiola. Both of these string pullers in Manchester had to rely on players that they had previously given up on in Juan Mata and Yaya Toure respectively to secure some valuable points for their clubs this weekend. So I wonder how that feels for these hotshot managers to be proven wrong, because I get the sense that they don't like when that happens. Also, fun fact for you, Paul Pogba has 2 goals in 11 games. Yaya Toure, 2 goals in 80 minutes. So I'm just gonna leave that right there, and you guys can run with it. Cool! Carlos Kameni. Due to the heroics of the Malaga goalkeeper, and maybe because Messi was sick and Suarez was suspended, Barcelona got a bang average result after the international break, which is what they always do, and Malaga got a valuable point in the 0-0 draw. Not cool. Bayer Leverkusen. Though I want to start by giving a shout out to RB Leipzig for being the first team not named Bayern Munich to be on top of the Bundesliga in what seems like the last 10 years, Leverkusen blew this game. They were up 2-1 and at the penalty spot with 25 minutes to go, which would have delivered them a 3-1 win in the first loss of the season at RB Leipzig. Instead, they missed the penalty and they gave up 2 late goals to lose 3-2, and it's just absolutely heartbreaking. Cool! Atalanta. With the hype surrounding the other Italian clubs that you always hear about, Atalanta have quietly put together 5 straight wins, with this most recent one probably being more lucky than good, but whatever! You need that during a season 2, as they came back from a goal down to beat Roma 2-1 and move up to 5th in the table. Not cool. The semifinals of the MLS playoffs. Can we get these started already? Because I want to see the Seattle Sounders take on the Colorado Rapids, who are going to be without injured goalkeeper Tim Howard, and that's going to be a pretty tall order to replace. I don't know if he can replace that guy. And then Toronto FC is going to take on their hated rivals Montreal Impact, but I'm not sure when these things start. Like disappeared and now they're going to reappear, and here we go. They tomorrow, leg 1 is happening tomorrow. Montreal is hosting Toronto, and then the Sounders are hosting Colorado. And then leg 2 for Sounders Rapids is Sunday, and leg 2 for Montreal Toronto is November, that is a week, 8 days later. And that's cool with me, because my pick to win it all, the Seattle Sounders, will just have more rest before they play in the final. Cool! Not cool. The Zolos of Tijuana. The Cool, they finished on top of the Liga MX table for the Apertura season, which gives them home field advantage throughout the playoffs. They're not cool. They tried to give that top spot away after losing their last 2 games in the regular season, which is not the form you want to be in before the knockout rounds start. Cool! The Brisbane Roar! They did it! The Roar did it! They almost beat the undefeated Sydney FC. It was so close, they tied 1-1. But for me, that is a win for the Roar because Sydney FC has been so good this season. Not cool. Guillermo Burdizo. The 28-year-old Argentine defender crushed the hopes and dreams of everyone that plays for or supports Monterrey after he scored the game-winning goal in the 90th minute to help his club Leon win 3-2 over Cruz Azul, which helped them get the last playoff spot in Liga MX. Had they drawn, Monterrey would have gotten in instead. Cool! Kasper Dolberg. The 19-year-old Danish international who was discovered by the same scout who unearthed Christian Eriksen and Zlatan Ibrahimovic, so no pressure on him to be great now, scored a first-half hat trick to help Ajax secure a big 3 points, which puts them only 2 points behind league leaders Feyenoord. Not cool. All of the teams in Brazil not named Palmeiras. Due to Palmeiras' big, giant, huge 1-0 win over Botafogo, and second place Santos giving up a late goal to draw 2-2 with Cruzeiro, there's a 6-point gap between the 2 top teams with 2 games to go, which means, barring a Leicester City-type miracle, Palmeiras is going to win the league, so a big congrats to them. Cool! Dwight Gale. Outside of retaining manager Rafa Benitez after relegation last season, the best purchase my club has made in quite some time cannot stop scoring goals. He had a brace this weekend to lift the tune 2-0 over Leeds on the road, which is the club's 9th straight win, which puts them 5 points clear at the top, which makes me want to play in the championship forever. Not cool. Liverpool. Because you probably thought, hey, is he going to talk about the top 2 teams in the Premier League? That'd be probably pretty cool if he did. I mean, I'd really love him. You know, I'd be like the best, like Conradinho for life, you know, Inyo in, let's go, let's do it. And of course I'm gonna talk about him. And the first thing I wanna say is, I love Jurgen Klopp. I think he's a fantastic manager who knows how to get the most out of his players. So it's very cool to see his squad playing so consistently and vying for the top spot in England. However, if you wanna be the guys that everyone is chasing, then you can't drop points in games where you're clearly the better team. And that's what they did against Southampton, which allowed Chelsea to take over as the current kings of the mountain after the Blues' very professional 1-0 win on the road versus Bournemouth. Cool! Tottenham. I always give this club so much shit because they're working so hard to be one of the top clubs in England, and it just feels like they're never going to get there, and it's fun to make fun of them for that. But this season, in 12 games, they are undefeated, and they're showing the steely resolve of never giving up, which was on full display when they scored 2 late goals to win 3-2 over West Ham. So West Ham, you're gonna have the nicest stadium in the championship next season. All right, that's it. That is all I got except Nice. I forgot to talk about Nice. They won on the road 1-0 versus Saint-Etienne, but then Monaco won and PSG won, so it all remained the same. Nice, Monaco, and PSG, and that is your Ligue 1 update. So let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you tomorrow. Later. Wait, hold up, I am back. I needed to add one more to the list because there is some breaking news that needs to be addressed. Jurgen Klinsmann has finally been fired as the manager of the US men's national team. But as much as I would love it to, it doesn't solve everything. But I'm gonna get into more of that tomorrow because tonight, I just wanna savor the moment of not having our whole men's national team program be at the mercy of a bullshitting poser. Peace out, Jurgen!